The perfect life. Emily Carter lived in the suburbs of Denver, Colorado, in what looked like a perfect life. A beautiful two-story home, a reliable husband, and a steady job at a top marketing firm downtown. From the outside, everything looked right. But on the inside, things weren't as polished. Her husband, Mark Carter, worked as an IT specialist, quiet, methodical, and emotionally distant. He wasn't a bad man. He was loyal, kind in his way, and provided stability. But somewhere along the line, passion had drained from their marriage like color fading from old photographs. Emily had always dreamed of something more: excitement, warmth, connection. And that dream took the shape of someone she saw every day: her boss, Ryan Collins. Chapter 2: A Dangerous Attraction. Ryan was the kind of man who walked into a room and owned it. Charismatic, confident, and successful, he carried himself like a natural-born leader. His smile was charming, his gaze intense, and he had an instinct for reading people, a skill that made him irresistible to many, including Emily. At first, their interactions were professional: small talks during meetings, shared laughs in the elevator, casual compliments on presentations. But then it escalated. Longer conversations. Texts at night. Lunches that lasted too long. Looks that lingered. Emily felt alive around Ryan, noticed, desired. Something she hadn't felt in years. She told herself it was just flirting. Just harmless attention. But deep down, she knew it was more. Chapter 3: The Affair Begins. One rainy Friday evening, the office was nearly empty. Emily was working late, finishing a client proposal. Ryan stopped by her office, leaned against the doorframe with his usual ease. "You always work this hard?" he asked with a grin. "Someone's gotta keep this place running," she replied, smiling back. He walked in, sat across from her, and they talked, for hours. About work. Life. Regrets. Dreams. When she stood to leave, he walked her to her car. And then it happened: he kissed her. And she kissed him back. That night she drove home with her heart racing and guilt gnawing at her chest. But the line had been crossed. There was no going back. Chapter 4: Secrets and Lies. The affair blossomed in secret: coffee dates, hotel rooms, stolen weekends. Emily became two different people: the devoted wife at home, the passionate lover in secret. She told Mark she was working more, that projects were demanding, that she was exhausted. He never questioned it. He had grown used to their distance. But guilt was a quiet shadow, following Emily everywhere. She hated lying to Mark: he didn't deserve it. Yet the fire with Ryan was too strong to walk away from. Ryan, on the other hand, was clear. "I want more than this," he told her. "I want you." It was the first time anyone had said that to her in years. Chapter 5: The Breaking Point. Things came crashing down one night in December. Emily had been careless. Text messages left open on her laptop. Mark saw them while fixing the Wi-Fi. He didn't confront her immediately. Instead, he waited until she got home. "Emily," he said quietly, "are you in love with someone else?" Her world spun. She sat down, eyes wide, hands trembling. "Mark, I saw the messages. Ryan, right?" She didn't deny it. Couldn't. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I didn't mean for this to happen." Mark stood silently for a long moment, then whispered, "Why?" She looked at him, her voice barely audible. "Because I felt invisible. And with him, I feel alive." The silence between them said everything words couldn't. That night, Mark slept on the couch. By morning, he had packed a bag and left to stay at his brother's place. Chapter 6: Aftermath. The days that followed were the hardest of Emily's life. She didn't eat. Couldn't sleep. Her heart was torn between the pain she'd caused and the love she thought she'd found. Ryan was supportive, even offered for her to move in, but something didn't feel right. He was still her boss, still part of the same world that now felt tainted. What had felt like an escape now felt like a trap. Mark filed for divorce quietly. No drama. No revenge. Just heartbreak. Emily signed the papers with trembling hands, knowing she had destroyed the one constant in her life. Chapter 7: Reality Bites. Living with Ryan wasn't the fantasy she imagined. He was still charming, but he was also demanding, critical, and emotionally detached outside of work. He liked control. Liked being admired. But he wasn't interested in building a real life with Emily. Within months, things soured. Fights. Silence. Cold dinners. She had traded comfort for chaos. One night, Ryan told her plainly, "You were more fun when you were married." That was the last straw. Emily packed her things and left, this time with no plan, no man to run to, no home to fall back on. Chapter 8: Rebuilding. She moved into a small apartment downtown, started therapy, and took a break from work. She began writing, a journal at first, then essays, then a blog about love, regret, and rediscovery. It grew an audience. Strangers connected with her raw honesty. Months turned into a year. Slowly, Emily found herself again, not as someone's wife or lover, but as her own person. She rebuilt her life from the inside out. Mark? He had moved on, started dating a teacher named Claire. Emily had seen them once at a grocery store. He looked happy. Peaceful. And for the first time, Emily felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: gratitude. Chapter 9: Closure. One evening, Mark called her. "I read your blog," he said. "It helped me understand everything." "Thank you," she replied, surprised. They met for coffee a week later, just two people with a shared past. No bitterness. No accusations. Just closure. "I forgave you a long time ago," Mark told her. Emily nodded. "I've forgiven myself too." They didn't get back together. Some wounds don't heal the way we expect. But they parted with a smile and something close to peace. Chapter 10: Moving Forward. Emily published a book based on her blog, Behind Office Doors, and it became a modest success. Not a bestseller, but it touched hearts. She traveled, made new friends, fell in love again, this time with someone kind, steady, and honest. Not a boss. Not a fantasy. But a man who saw her clearly, flaws and all. And for the first time in a long time, Emily Carter felt whole.